Hi everybody, good afternoon, Dr. John Hayes, and welcome once again. Today we're going to have a discussion, if you will, about something that is showing up in the media more and more, fortunately, because the awareness of the dangers of vaping, e-cigarettes, and smoking in general is probably pretty good with adults, but not where it should be, and certainly not good for kids. And pardon me as I look off the screen a little bit, but there was an article that came up this morning online entitled from Boston, "Vaping is Ruining Student Athletes. It's Heartbreaking. Massachusetts Parents, Schools Officials Say." And you may want to read the article. In fact, I'll post a link for you later today on this particular video. But the concern with vaping in particular is, number one, the ingestion of chemical substances, not just nicotine if tobacco is involved, but some of the other substances and some of the other chemicals. And number two, not only the chemicals that are being vaped, but also the possibility of components from the actual devices being inhaled too. There's a lot of research on this, and it's not pretty. It's actually very ugly. There is risk of developing significant lung disease, and this really is the biggest takeaway that I want to emphasize, especially for those who may be smoking marijuana for pain control or whatever. All I can say is God bless you, but you're far safer not to smoke anything, period. Your lungs are so sensitive. I don't think people have any idea how sensitive the lungs are and how easily they are damaged. And it does not take much of smoking anything to create havoc in terms of creating an inflammatory atmosphere in the lungs. And the issue is it can become highly addictive in and of itself as a habit, continued for long periods of time, and unfortunately compounded with other medications you may be consuming or other underlying health issues you may have or predisposition to certain disorders. You could be really creating a lot of damage. So my major concern is always counseling patients not to smoke anything. There are oral forms of cannabis and CBD, which we've spoken about before. We, of course, recommend you only use pharmaceutical products, period, hopefully in conjunction with your physician and not solo. The other significant issue is that I don't think a lot of adults are aware or as aware of the dangers of vaping. Certainly you won't get this from the popular media. And I certainly, from reading deeper into it, know for a fact that adults are not doing a good job of conveying the dangers of vaping to our kids. And this is a very, very serious concern. When you start to see younger people showing up with lung diseases and other health issues from e-cigarettes, vaping, etc., it's just a very, very dangerous situation. And just for curiosity, before I had this discussion in the office today and triggered this video, I pulled up a little link, and you can do this too. Pardon me as I look away, but if you go to the National Library of Medicine and just it's the ncbi.nlm.nih.gov. Or if you just Google PubMed, you'll come up with it. And if you just put in vaping, V-A-P-I-N-G, as a search term, you're going to come up with more articles than you probably want to read. Okay, there's a whole list of articles and research, and some of it is really excellent. So if you have any questions about this, this is not just me talking, but I'm speaking to you both as a parent and a very concerned healthcare professional, all right? I think this is something that belongs on this particular page because we see so many people with pain, in pain, trying to deal with pain as best they possibly can. We get that. We understand that completely. But please hear me when we say smoking anything or vaping anything is just not good practice. You need to understand how sensitive and how liable to injury and how risky it is to engage in smoking or vaping anything. All right. So please, questions, comments, please post them below. We'll post some additional links for you here with this particular video for your own edification. But please always keep this in mind for our kids especially. Okay. All right, thanks so much. Appreciate your comments, your feedback as always, and take care. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.